It's me,
All right,
the
just
the
like that, we're
co-founder.
live. Yeah, we're here.
Yeah. Remember Deadly Premonition? That was a classic episode.
Yeah, I mean, I
Anyway.
wasn't part of it, but that was when I was a listener. I listened to you guys every week at
Wow.
work.
Thanks, Paul.
That, I mean,
OG.
you know where we worked. I would do it. I would listen
Lot of downtime there. It's
at
true.
about
So
6 a.m. while I was doing a bunch of the flights when I was a lonely little office boy doing all of the work by myself because there was no one else in there.
yeah, perpetually understaffed. That's the new way. That's the new capitalism.
Well, it's the way that we operated for a long time anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're not understaffed here. We got just enough people too.
Well,
for the top-down perspective.
We're definitely understaffed. Sean Booker is still on assignment in Krakow,
In Poland,
I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
home of The Witcher.
Yep, that's what he's
one of
there.
the lamest games from 2007. No, I'm
He
just
is
joking.
there learning how to be a Witcher. That is what he is there for. That's right.
Yeah,
Yep.
I never
And-
played those really. I played 2 for a while, but
Oh,
yeah.
I think we have a third,
oh
even
man,
though it's a black screen.
I'm in the void.
Ah, there we go. Okay, Claire was able to join us. Hey, hi, hello. There are 3 of us, so we're definitely not.
If I knew you were live, I might not have popped in. So.
Oh, fair enough. We literally
My
just
bad.
started. Literally just
My
now.
bad.
Yeah.
I just finished dinner, so
Ooh, what did you have for dinner?
I had fettuccine alfredo with chicken.
Okay,
classic.
that's pretty good. Pretty good.
Low carbs. I'm just joking.
Yeah,
Should
I was
we
gonna
clap
say,
again?
what? No. I'll just grab it from the
No,
thing.
he's just gonna grab the pod.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. So now we are definitely not understaffed. We are perfect.
There you go.
just
Yeah,
right.
There
that's
you go.
a trio.
I came in as a
Classic.
substitute myself.
Yeah. We were trying to figure out where Sean was, and I was saying I think I last saw his updates in Krakow, Poland. That might have been a couple of days ago
Yeah,
now.
because he posted a video of a baby metal concert.
That's right.
So
Yeah. So I don't know if he left since, but he's somewhere out there.
somewhere in the world.
Yeah, somewhere in the world. But yeah. So there's 3 of us. Let's get started with the top-down perspective for May 22nd. I'm Paul Flack.
I don't know. I was waiting
I'm-
for Nathan. I forgot he. I'm so used to going third.
Yeah,
It's
I am the third. So,
I'm Claire Wheeler.
and I am Nathan Rohr, co-founder, but occasional guest.
Founder. The occasional
Yeah.
guest / co-founder, retired co-founder.
Yeah, retiree.
And it wasn't due to like, oh, I've been gaming some recent awesomeness lately. It's just old standbys this week, but news though, I can weigh in.
Okay.
So,
Well,
yeah.
what have you been gaming?
Oh man, so there is a puzzle game that Nintendo made. They took a look at Tetris and said, this is okay, but we could make it way better. Let's
Sure.
put Toad in there. We got a bunch of
I knew it.
monsters.
Wario's Woods. I don't even know why I was expecting anything else.
I just keep playing it. I tried to do another speed run, but it wasn't that great. It was 2 hours 32 minutes, so not even worth submitting. I really need to watch that world record video again and take notes or something because I am not improving the way I want to. But that's a fun game. That's a really good, puzzle game.
I've heard.
According to me. Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard.
Have you played it this week, or it's sweeping the nation?
Me,
Not this
no.
week, no.
Not this week. No.
I mean, yesterday was Wario Wednesday, so you figure everyone's on that.
I
But
forgot yesterday was even Wednesday, and I worked. So
yeah, every Wednesday's Wario Wednesday. But yeah, I saw credits a couple times this week. Nothing really new to report, other than I still enjoy it, and it's still the game of the 90s for me, I guess.
What's your best
Best
time
of 1994.
so
226, I think, which
Okay.
isn't enough for top 20, which is what I want before I really try it. So
Is
Sure.
that 2 hours or 2 minutes and 26?
2 hours.
Okay.
This is
I'm like,
level
are you
0
that
to
good? Like, I
99.
didn't realize it was that short a game.
No, I'm not that good. The world record though is like half that. It's 73 minutes, and it's impressive if it's still there. So
I'm sure it's
yeah.
still there. Yeah. Yeah.
I hope
fair.
so. That like when I watched it, it was like, hey, this is in danger of deletion, and it's like, what? This
Oh,
is important.
Yeah, because
Like
of
this
the
needs
Twitch
to be in the
crap.
Library of Congress or something. Like, what are you doing? So
Library of
you know.
Congress. Yeah.
Wow, there's a lot of junk in there. They could put something important like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I guess so.
Just get rid of some of those D.W. Griffith movies and put some real stuff in there. But anyway, Wario's Woods continues to delight around here. I won't take up more of the panel's time. Because I know there's new games that matter more. So we'll move on.
It's arguable. It's arguable. Claire, what have you been doing? What have you been playing?
Not much. Mortal Kombat 1 right now. I'm doing my dailies because, of course.
Yeah, sure.
I hate that's a sentence I can actually utter. It's like, yeah, I'm doing my dailies in Mortal Kombat.
As an MMO player, I understand. It's fine. I get it. I've been there.
Yesterday we did Power Hour, so we played a bunch of various games. We've been doing Drawn to Life currently for game clearing, so that's been interesting. But like, man, that is such a slow-paced game. You can definitely tell it's made for a young audience. What did we play yesterday? Because it was actually a really varied list. Oh yeah, my favorite late 90s, early 2000s game, Dark Summit for the PlayStation 2.
Oh man. Okay, sure.
You are a snowboarder who is trying to figure out why the government's taking over the mountain you normally snowboard on. So you need to like fight against soldiers and like do silly tricks and grinds and apparently try to get to an outhouse in time before you shit your pants and other stuff.
Been there. Get it.
So yeah, that was quite the experience.
Why are
Also
they
play
trying
the
to take
first-
over the mountain? Do you know?
I don't know, but apparently there's aliens. So because of course there is.
Sure. Okay.
I also played Shadow Hearts 1 for the first time, so that was interesting.
Ooh, okay.
That gameplay style, that attack ring is really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I've only ever played a little bit of the first one years and years ago. I don't remember. People say, well, some people say that that's like their favorite series, so it might be worth looking
basically
into.
anyone I know who has played it praise it to high heaven. So
yeah, I'd like to look into it more one day.
I wish I brought up my full list because I don't actually remember what else I played yesterday. It should still be on my desk here, you'd think. Yeah, no, we just kind of went all over the board. Like that was some of the more interesting stuff that we ended up playing, though.
Okay, sure.
We did. Yeah, I can't remember. Oh, Tactical Breach Wizards. That's what I was trying to remember.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
That
I've
was
heard good
actually
things.
really cool. I had never played that before. It's a cool tactics game with like you can rewind steps because you have time magic and you can. It's all about knockback. And it's really obsessed with knocking people out of windows. Like straight up, they just keep saying defenestration so much. And someone pointed out last night, apparently there's a defenestration trilogy, which is what this game is a part of, because the same dev made 3 games and they all are really focused around kicking people out of windows.
Oh, okay.
Which
What
is
are the other
kind of
games?
cool. I
What
don't
was
know
that
them,
space
unfortunately.
one? No, there's that roguelike space game that they made. It's a Gunpoint guy, right?
That
the same
sounds
person.
right.
Yeah.
Space one. I don't know. I mean, I guess I do have the power of the internet here.
Yeah. I wish I knew the name. I did buy that, but
Tactical Breach
What's
Wizards
drawn-
or the space one?
no, the space one, like his previous game. Despite not being a Gunpoint fan. So, yeah.
Yeah. I found the other ones I played too. Played Azure Striker Gunvolt 1.
Nice. I love that game. That's good.
I know, I really need to go finish that at some point. Final Fantasy Legend 2, aka Saga 2.
Oh, okay.
I
And
want to say it's Heat Signature. Sorry, just to...
Yeah.
that might be
Step.
it. I don't know.
Yeah, I just looked it
Yeah.
up. I think you're right.
And
Okay,
Katamari
sorry.
Damacy Reroll.
Ooh. It's been a while since I played that.
Which
Well,
for some
Katamari.
reason I thought I had already beaten, but apparently that was a fresh save file I started, so I was a bit confused.
Well, Reroll is the
Does that
remaster,
mash
right?
up
Or the
content
port or
from a
whatever.
few of them? Or is it the first one?
It's just the first one, because they do a
Yeah.
We Love
Okay.
Katamari Reroll as well.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
right. Right. Those are cool games. They were fun.
Yeah, they were really fun. I wish they could make a new one, but I feel like there's not really much they can do with it that would be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if it sells in 2025 and up. Maybe. I don't know. I just don't know. Be cool though.
Yeah, that's basically all I played.
Okay, cool. A lot of interesting, fun, older stuff and whatever. That's good. Tactical Breach Wizard is one that I keep forgetting about. I want to try.
Yeah, no, like I had a good time with that. The writing is really sharp. I mean, the gameplay is a tactics game, but it's pretty well paced. I liked it a lot.
Overwhelmingly positive. 5 out of 5. Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm going to bring it down a bit and say that I don't think I like Doom the Dark Ages very much.
But you didn't like Eternal that much, did you?
I did like Eternal, but not as much as 2016. And in retrospect now, Eternal still had, like, a lot of that energy. And, like, Eternal complicated a lot of the combat. And in retrospect, that was kind of cool, especially by the end where you just, like, were going batshit with a bunch of different stuff you could do. Doom the Dark Ages, for how cool it should be, feels kind of boring. And that's, like, kind of really bad for a Doom game. So the big thing I think that kind of sucks about it is that the shield and all of that system are cool. The melee hits feel good. All of that stuff's great. But because of the shield and the way they went, like, it's great that they're trying something new, but a lot of fights and arenas feel like you are just waiting for a green attack to come up so you can parry it back to break armor and then attacking. So it is very...
A lot of waiting.
It's very standing your ground and parrying and then attacking, where the other Doom games are like a frenetic batshit, like running around just trying to survive while you're killing like all these demons and stuff. So
yeah,
it's a completely different feel. And I think maybe the worst part about it, and this is why like I'm kind of bummed, is watching the trailer and like the demos and stuff for when they announced it. It was so cool that he was in a giant mech and riding a dragon, and those are probably the worst fucking parts of this game so far.
Oh no, dude, no way.
So
seriously?
Boring. They're so boring.
That sucks.
You get into this mech and you're like, oh, this is awesome. And then the combat from there is click the button to punch demon until you can do the other punch button and kill him, and then continue moving slowly.
Dude, that sucks.
You're like, come on, what? What are we... Can I go back on the ground with my guns? Like, at least that's kind of fun. So, that sucks. The dragon riding stuff is interesting and cool looking, but the combat there is when you get to like an area where you are attacking something like on the ground, like a turret or whatever, you are holding down the click button, I'm guessing probably one of the triggers on a controller, and you go into this mode where you are literally just waiting for attacks to dodge and shooting, and it's so fucking boring. It's like, you guys have done flying games, but like maybe not id, but the industry has done flying games before where it's engaging and fun and awesome, like the Panzer Dragoon game. Like, there's games out there that are awesome doing flying stuff, and this is just... Flying around is okay, and then you are just stuck waiting for something to shoot at you so that you can dodge it and shoot back. It's like... Yeah, I don't know, man. It's such a fucking bummer.
What difficulty level did you go for? Just curious.
The 3rd out of 6, I think?
Oh,
or 7.
Okay.
So the other kind of interesting thing this game does is that it still does the, like, I don't remember, hurt me plenty, blah, 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 nightmare, ultra violence, like all those things. But also you can mix and match if you want like more parry timing, if you want enemies to take less or more damage, or you take less or more damage.
Okay.
You can like kind of fine tune what you want your combat experience to be, up to and including moving everything 150% faster and harder, which is like what the meme is, kind of people playing, because that's what like people do when they stream games or whatever. And like that stuff's cool.
Is it rebalanced completely around the shield though? Like, you cannot do the old way of frantically running about. It is
100%. No, it's just a completely different pacing in game. And to be honest with you, it is kind of shitty at first, and you're like, this is a joke. I'm just waiting for like a green shot to come so that I can parry it. By the end, you're not even really thinking about it anymore. You're just kind of got used to like, okay, this is a differently paced game. I get it. It's fine. The weapons are still interesting, and they kind of do some fun stuff there. I'm just bummed out that the big stupid set pieces are the boring part, because that's the part I was looking forward
really
to.
sucks.
Yeah. The other stuff is fine.
Is the way it's structured more like the Doom 16, or is it like Eternal, where you leave and
like
go into areas?
It's like a more boring Eternal, because the battle arenas are more boring because of how the combat's slowed down.
That's not great. This is not what I wanted to hear, I guess.
Yeah.
I was hoping it would be a return to 2016's form a little bit, because I preferred that game. But,
I prefer that game too. But this is making me want to replay Eternal and just give it another shake. Is like,
because I think it's a chance. Because like, well, this is
like, I feel like Eternal was like a 7 out of 10, maybe 8 on a good day. Like back then, this probably feels like a 5. Like this is like, there's still stuff here that I enjoy. There's still just like, I'm making a lot of excuses for it too. But like, it's fine. It's a totally fine game. And even a bad Doom game for me is like better than a lot of games that are like decent. I find the music is a little lackluster too, which kind of sucks, but I
heard that a lot.
It's also not horrible. I found out the reason why at first I really felt that. This game defaults the music to be like 70%, so everything else is blaring over it. You can barely hear it. So if you turn that up 100% and then turn everything down to like 60, it feels more right, because you want that music to kind of drive you as you're playing. But even then, like, I don't want to join the weird like sycophant echo chamber for Mick Gordon, but there must be something that man brings, because I'll tell you, this is like, this music isn't bad, but it is lacking the same soul, I think, that those other tracks up until now have had, and that it's a shame. It's really just a shame. And I wish I was here telling you that it's a return to form and it's great, or even that it's like, you know what, they're doing something different, and even though maybe I don't love it as much as 2016, I think it's great or whatever, I just think it's okay. And that sucks, because I was really looking forward to it. I was hoping this might be another Game of the Year contender, and it's probably somewhere on the top 10 for now, but this could be pushed off pretty easily for me, I think, which is not something I thought I would have said about a Doom game. It's too bad.
Where was Eternal on your Game of the Year list the year it came out? I'm trying to remember.
Like 7, I think.
I was gonna say, it definitely didn't win. I remember that.
Yeah, lower half. It's on Game Pass, so like, if you have Game Pass, it's just a matter of downloading it. Oh, I should also say too, apparently a lot of people have had issues with it on PC. I haven't. It's run completely smooth and flawlessly for me, but like, be wary that I have heard other people say, yeah, it's crashed like 3 times in a row at the beginnings. Like, that sounds awful. So I feel for you if that's your experience. I haven't had that, thankfully. Yeah. It sucks. I didn't want to come and shit on everyone's parade, but you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna finish it eventually, but I haven't yet, so that probably also speaks volumes about how I feel about it, because I should have probably not stopped playing it by now. Oh well. The other game I want to just shout out is, I was playing a ROM hack called Reverie. That game's fucking cool. That is a puzzle ROM hack that takes a lot of inspiration from old adventure games like Riven, Myst, more recent things like Void Stranger is a huge impact on it for ambient and kind of what they're doing in background. So if you want like a ROM hack that's a puzzly thing that has like kind of a mystery associated with it, and almost like a Majora's Masks, holy crap, style of looping, where you like figure out some information, then you go do that so that you can unlock a little bit more or whatever, it's worth checking out. This cool game. That's it though. That's it for me. So cool. Let's move on to news.
Does a song play?
Yes. Yeah, that gets edited in sometimes. I'm laughing at the name of one of these articles, but I assume we'll get to that later.
Yeah. The one with the pictures associated with it.
Yep, that'd be the one. That'd be the one.
Yeah. Let's start off on a little bit of a bummer. So was it this last week or maybe a bit before?
I think it was either the very beginning of this week or end of last week.
Yeah, it was somewhere in there. Bungie's Marathon dev was accused of stealing assets from an artist named Anti-Real, or anti-re.al is how you can look them up on Blue Sky, or up on Blue Sky, I should say. So she posted something saying how she found a bunch of her posters used as assets in the environment for the alpha of Marathon that came out semi-recently, and other things have come up recently as well. Like, this kind of brought on the whole thing of Bungie supports plagiarism. 2023, some fan art was used in a Lightfall cutscene. In 2024, an artist named Tofu Rabbit's fan art was used for an in-game Ace of Spades exotic for Destiny 2, and they released like a Nerf gun replica of it as well, both of which they paid damages for, basically admitting that they did do it. So this is just another weird thing in Bungie's track record
but we
of
got a
stealing shit from
scapegoat
people.
this time.
So
right at
Hooray!
Yeah.
They looked
Totally
into
different.
it, and apparently a former employee, a former artist that used to work there, included it on one of their like texture sheets, and they just like, rather than check it, they just used it. So that's their excuse. But like, at what point, when you're a giant company, do you allow this amount of plagiarism in your stuff? It's kind of crazy, kind of nuts. I went and looked up Anti-Real's stuff, and yeah, she does awesome stuff. High recommend. You can just Google her and you'll find it. Obsidian's a game director from Obsidian for Avowed, Carrie Patel, has left Obsidian and decided to join Netflix Games.
I was surprised there still is a Netflix Games, because they just removed their like last interactive content this past week. So
and this is weird, this is kind of the big thing, is that a few months ago they laid off their employees at Night School, who did Oxenfree, and late last year they had like a AAA studio that they brought in some like major heads from Activision, and I think an ex-Bungie person and someone else. That team was disbanded last year as well. So it seemed like the writing was on the wall that Netflix Games was dying. So it seems weird that the game director for Avowed decided to jump ship from Obsidian to go there.
Reboot time.
Yeah.
Or is it we're trying to adapt Netflix properties into games? But I don't know.
Or that. Terrible decision time.
Yeah.
Bad decision.
Stranger Things games exist, so that's a thing. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Really, really weird. And what I think for me, what it's done is that it left a sour taste in my mouth of like, does Obsidian just suck to work for? Like, is it maybe just a bad company? Because why would you do that? Avowed just came out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And was celebrated, so it's unfortunate that there's no way to climb the ladder there anymore. Or I don't know.
And she apparently also worked on the murder on Eridanos or whatever, or was it the Peril one? One of the DLCs for Outer Worlds as well.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I don't know. Maybe she was pushed out. Who knows? You never know, I guess, right? There could be internal politics going on as well. All right. This is your yearly reminder that Randy Pitchford is a moron. He is an idiot.
Oh, boy.
This comes at Randy decided to make a post about Borderlands, to which somebody on Twitter, because it's Twitter, said it better not be $80, because nobody's ready to pay $80. As a CEO, you have a responsibility, or you should be able to set this. And his response was, A, not my call. B, if you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen. My local game store had Starfight for Sega Genesis for $80 in 1991 when I was just out of high school working minimum wage at an ice cream parlor in Pismo Beach, and I found a way to make it happen. So that was kind of his response, but even
Randy,
funnier... Sorry, go on.
Oh no, there's more? There's more
There's
because
a second tweet here.
Second tweet has hit the Twitter, yeah. Devolver Digital decided to make fun of him and they are championing their new game, Mycopunk, which is a shooter, like a weird bio shooter sort of thing. And they said, you're going to be able to buy Mycopunk for you and 3 of your friends for the price of 1 copy of Borderlands 4. To which he, quote, tweeted saying, Mycopunk is cheaper than a point of meth. Probably has fewer side effects, too. So, trying to be funny, but he's just a petty little bitch. That's it. Just wanted to remind you that Randy Pitchford is an idiot.
There was a time when Randy Pitchford was a fun personality. Yeah, like I was at the PAX reveal for Duke Nukem Forever, and I was happy that he was there being goofy because it was the brand. But yeah, that has weathered some storms.
I think
over
if
the
he
years
had
and
more quality than crap behind his name, this would have been endearing. But
yeah,
the first one, no. Saying that if you're a real fan, you'll find a way to pay our stupid price. That's stupid. That's a stupid thing to say, no matter what.
It does.
Randy just must not remember the fact that there are a lot less games coming out back then than now. There's a lot more competition now for that $80.
Yeah.
Plus, I wouldn't make this argument. Like, I had to work really hard to get my copy of Shadows of the Empire, but I'm not going to, like, tell people that was a good thing that happened. It was like, yeah, I mowed a ton of lawns and scraped it together, all $96, and went to Zeller's and got that game and made sure I played it a lot to enjoy it and rationalize the expense. But in hindsight, that was horrible. It was a terribly expensive thing.
Yeah.
Was Starflight legendarily good? Is that the takeaway from the second part?
I don't even know what game he's talking about.
I was going to say that, like, I don't think I've even heard of this game, so no, obviously not. All 3 of us have a pretty tenured history of playing games.
Oh, I might actually own this. That might be one of those situations.
Was it worth $80, $19.91?
I buy video games.
I've bought a game before.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a pretty tone deaf thing to say, and
I do.
Great.
Well,
so I
know what you're starting to stream with this Saturday.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Sorry, Randy. Not doing the solid.
Where did things start to fall apart for Randy?
The porno.
Was it the alien thing? There was that. There was the flash drive.
Wait, sorry, which was the porno? Do I just not remember the story?
The USB stick that had a bunch of porno on it.
Right. Okay.
That's where I think that's where it
doubled
started.
down on it and went on a podcast talking about it and how it was a magic trick.
Yes.
Oh, so the whole Borderlands 3 Paxies thing. Okay.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think honestly, it was just the fact that Borderlands 2 had some cringe writing in it, and like that's when people were starting maybe to turn, but people were still like, it's still a fun game or whatever. But yeah.
And then it was Colonial Marines failed to meet expectations and all that stuff.
I think he was already a little in the shitter when that happened, but yeah, that didn't help, obviously.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. Yeah.
Hey, Opposing Force was good. Remember that? Half-Life expansion.
Yeah, it's only like 2000, 2002, somewhere in that range.
I do remember that, actually. I do.
That's like 50 cents now. You can play that. So,
yeah.
Go back in time.
It's old enough that it might be in Retro Classics for Game Pass members, which is part of the Xbox May update.
What? Yeah, like, what kind of classics are we talking about?
Right now, Atari shit seems to be the big thing that they're pushing, which... Yeah,
so this is kind of like game room stuff is coming back.
So what I've been hearing is this is Antcade or something like that, which is a service that's been around for a while.
It's Antcade is partnering with them to provide this. Yes, that's right.
Do they have River Raid?
So they say here play over 50 classic games from Activision like Commando, Grand Prix, Kaboom, MechWarrior 2, 31st Century Combat, and Pitfall. And then there's also a picture here in the article that has a bunch of other things you could see, like Checkers is here, Atari's Checkers, Commando.
Oh, thank God. I had no other way to play Checkers.
Yeah, this is all stuff that, if you cared, you probably have a, 10 megabit thumb drive somewhere with all this stuff on it for emulation, because you don't need any.
Are there achievements, though, for these? Can I get Atari achievements?
Yes.
I think they would still be considered Xbox achievements, wouldn't they?
Yes. So... Awesome. This is the part that's kind of interesting and part of their pitch here too. Take on friends, rivals, or the entire world with unique challenges, or dive in solo and collect achievements. So it's kind of a cool way to like play with a buddy some old games if you wanted to, I guess, and get achievements. It's not horrible. It's just, it's just kind of a weird thing that's there. If you want to play them, why not? Why not?
I
Other
just hope
things.
Puyan ends up on there again, and then I'll be on those leaderboards for sure. I'm gonna do it. But
No, not
anyway.
again. Don't we ought to relive Game Room?
And
I love
Popeye.
Game Room.
I know you did. I bought a bunch on it too. So.
Game Room was awesome. Oh, I miss
Now that shit
Game
doesn't
Room.
even work. It's just bugged to hell.
Ugh,
Wait, can they have Popeye? Isn't that a Nintendo game?
I don't know. All I know is
I
that
mean,
you,
yeah,
were,
I thought
you
they
loved
developed
The
it.
arcade
Popeye.
game's Popeye. Yeah, I think there might be a 2600 version. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. I
No,
know nothing about
but
Popeye.
okay. This I know this is like old crusty games, but this is my kind of dumb stuff. So this is actually great.
Yeah, no, it's
and you
fine.
can stream it apparently. So sweet.
What do you mean you can? Oh, like
GeForce Now.
yeah.
option
So
you're saying
also
here?
part of this update is they are updating the game bar. I guess the big thing with this is they're doing the Microsoft Edge Game Assist thing. So it's a little browser that if you bring up the game bar on PC, it'll have a little browser ready for like anything you want to look up on based on your game. It's not the AI thing yet. It's just kind of like maybe the first step for that. And yeah, GeForce Now is now an option that if you do the streaming through Game Pass, you go through the Xbox Cloud service. Now they are adding, if you have GeForce, you can go through GeForce if it's available through there too, which is just convenient for people with that. PlayStation Stars loyalty program is shutting down. This is the thing that has barely existed for what, like 2 years now or something?
I was gonna say, I don't even remember that this existed.
Yeah, this is the this is an app on your phone that you could collect little like digital figurines to put on your digital shelf when you bought games.
Oh,
or did
okay.
certain
So yeah,
things.
no, I've got a couple of those. Yeah, that's built into the
Yeah.
actual PlayStation app.
Yeah, and it was kind of like their way of doing like a challenge system or something where it's like play any one of these 3 games during the launch window or do this in Spider-Man Miles Morales or like just little things like that. Nobody cared about it, which is why it's going away.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It makes sense. So as of right now, no new members will be accepted into the program. If you are already a member that's in there, no campaigns will be running and you won't be able to collect anything on campaigns after July 23rd at 8 a.m. Pacific. Members who cancel will not be able to rejoin, and the program will officially shut down and end on November 2nd, 2026. So you have been warned. Go get your points.
Wait,
or
2026?
yeah, so I don't know why there's no campaigns running after July 23rd. Why are you keeping it up for a year? I don't understand that, but whatever.
You could just admire the stuff you already have.
I think it's
until that
because
point.
you can cash out on it, so they want to make sure that people have plenty of time to do that if they didn't get the memo.
What does
or
cash
whatever.
out mean in this sense? Because I didn't think it was actually worth like money, right?
Well, Dead's saying it gave him $15, so
Oh.
I don't know though. I barely have looked into it. And apparently they stopped giving points for membership renewals last year. So maybe it was on its way out already for a while now. And yeah, apparently you can get
Seems
money
like.
or games from it. Who knew?
Okay.
Not any of us, apparently. So there you go.
I haven't been invested in the PlayStation side of things for a little while here. But
That's fair.
we have
fair.
one. I'm not a member. So
Do you have a PSN account?
I have a PSN account, but I don't have PlayStation Plus. So
Doesn't
I've actually
matter.
been
You have
like
a PSN account, which means you can play Stellar Blade on PC when that comes out.
sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So no, this
Is that good?
So, do you remember the thing that happened with Helldivers where it came out on PC, everybody was stoked, and then they realized, oh, you need a PSN account to access it, and then everybody hated it?
And then everybody got really mad, and then they sort of stopped enforcing that, but the damage was kind of done to the momentum of
and
the
the bigger
game.
thing
Yeah.
is that some countries legitimately just made it unavailable in their country,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So
Wasn't
that was a
available,
big
yeah.
that was a big issue. Stellar Blade on PC has already been blocked in 120 countries. People are assuming for the same thing.
Wow.
But the developer of the game has confirmed that you don't need a PSN account, so they actually don't know why it's banned from those countries.
It's probably just too sexy, right? Like that's all it is.
I don't think 120 countries would ban something for being too sexy.
Not 120 countries.
That's the official reason.
Yeah,
okay.
It's too hot. Yeah, exactly. So they've confirmed that if you do have a PSN account, they're going to give you like a free skin or like an outfit, but you don't need one to play it.
Cool.
So they don't understand why either that this is blocked. This might be maybe a back-end deal thing PlayStation has to do. I'm guessing, because I don't see what else the issue would be.
Always a good sign when you don't know why your game is not working.
It's scary. That's no good. Also, they have confirmed that de novo DRM will be on there, so that just a friendly heads up that the worst DRM possible is on this thing for PC. So just be aware. Just be aware. The last thing I pulled is Jade Raymond leaves the studio that she made, Haven Interactive, a few years back. She is officially gone.
How many studios has she left?
Yeah. So there's
I feel like every couple of years I'm hearing she left and gone somewhere else.
Yeah, I've definitely heard her leave more studios than games she's actually like worked on at this point. She's left a lot.
Yeah.
So there's no official reason out there why she's left yet. I don't know that any will ever come out because that's just how business goes. But what people are kind of assuming, or at least the coincidence here, is that the game that they were working on called Fair Game $, Fair Games where the S is the $, went into testing, and apparently it's not being received well from testers. They don't like it.
Okay.
So people are assuming that... Remember how Sony has canceled like 2 live service games after Concord failed, and this was going to be like kind of a live service heist type game? They're thinking maybe the writing's on the wall for this one too, and that they're going to shut it down. But what's interesting is that they rebranded it, so it's no longer Fair Game $, it's Fair Game with an S. So they got rid of the $, so it's a new thing now.
So it's even less.
A whole different game now.
It's a whole different game now.
So buy it, please.
This is just weird. This is just a weird story. And honestly, I just wanted to say Jade Raymond's name again because it's been a long time.
Yeah, remember Assassin's Creed? Wow. Yeah. That was 18 years ago now. So,
wow.
The year 2007, which we'll be talking about in a few minutes.
Yeah, so would you say now that it's Fair Game? Okay, ban linebacker.
To talk about it? Not yet. No, they're not first. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's it for news. So let's move on to questions. You want to write in this TDP podcast on Blue Sky and Twitter, but I don't think anyone checks the Twitter anymore, just so you're aware. The Discord channel, which is kind of the primary way to send things in, and Claire's P.O. Box if you want to be old school and send in an actual thing. That's and tdppodcast@gmail.com. None of you use that anymore.
Nice save.
None of you use that anymore, but maybe you should. It's easier to pull from for me. Anyways, first question comes from Suku, writing, I'm bringing back a question of the ages. Barring remakes, which of these 2 games have aged better? Ocarina of Time or Final Fantasy VII?
Final Fantasy VII, because they don't do classic JRPGs as much as they used to nowadays, or at least it feels like it. Or like there was like a stint of it for a while they still kind of do Zeldas and adventure games somewhat. Although this is interesting because I didn't think about like now Nintendo kind of doesn't now with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, because like there's definitely a stretch where you could always get like that Ocarina style gameplay, but now it's like, well, from Nintendo you kind of can't anymore. So
that's why I was kind of leaning Ocarina, just because of the nature of the gameplay. And I feel like Final Fantasy VII was kind of like a big spectacle in its time, and that's not really the case anymore. It's now very old, but it's still charming.
I still think it's a fun play. Yeah, the translation might be questionable because, as like Lineback points out, there's a slur in it. But
is there?
Like I think the story's still fun.
Sure
the characters are still interesting. I think it's a hard R. I don't remember.
Really?
I could see that.
Yeah.
I think it was the
see it
90s.
too.
It wouldn't shock me.
I could see it too. Yeah.
I just remember that breakdown Ego Raptor did about the combat in Ocarina, though, and that has haunted me since I saw it. Of just like, yeah, it is kind of bad. Like, you're not wrong.
Well,
Iron Knuckle is the highlight.
So,
but
yeah, for aged better, Ocarina of Time has kind of the problem where it was early 3D. Where Final Fantasy VII also has like early 3D, but it's in like stuff that doesn't matter. It's not the combat. It's not
the actual combat doesn't depend on it being in 3D. It just looks nice because of the 3D.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I would go
and
Final
I keep
Fantasy
trying to
VII
start
myself.
Ocarina, and it has such a slow ramp up.
Yeah,
it's
it does.
really cooking. So,
but then once it starts
maybe
going,
I'll change
holy
my answer.
shit, it goes. It's so fun.
I think the soundtrack in 7's better. Personally,
Yeah.
although that's a longer game, so it kind of has more chances to do it.
It's a
I think there's
classic
enough
soundtrack.
stuff. Yeah, there's enough stuff in that I would lean towards 7.
The characters, classic. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a snowboarding mini game, plenty
That's
of fun
awful,
stuff.
but yes, it's in there. It's there.
Also, you can drive a
Variety.
motorcycle because
Yep. That's right.
Pretty cool. So, yeah, okay.
Mhm.
I'll concede that is probably the better answer. Oh, should I read the next question?
Yeah, go ahead.
up to you.
This is from Rasterman7. What's the worst game you've played from 2007? Not necessarily during 2007, mind you. Bonus points if you can also mention the one with the worst soundtrack or gameplay.
Why specifically 2007?
I wasn't really sure. I do remember people talking about that year in a very fond manner, so I assume it's just that. It has a legacy, but I don't know. It was kind of the first big year of releases for the new consoles of the time.
Yeah, I'm looking at this
So-
list. It's like Wii Sports, Pokemon Diamond Pearl, Halo 3, Wii Play, Call of Duty 4, Pro Evolution Soccer.
BioShock
FIFA
was
8.
a big one. Yeah.
Probably Clive Barker's Jericho.
I
That might
bought
be it.
that
I have it too.
knowing it's broken and weird, but I was still curious about how it works, so I still want to look at it. But it's pretty bad, hey?
I mean, it wasn't great back then. I can only imagine it's worse now. So
Sure. Yeah. The ones I wrote down here was MotorStorm, which is more just I was sort of
I like
disappointed in it.
MotorStorm. Oh, okay.
I didn't
fair
think it
enough.
was as fun as it should be.
Okay.
And I've mentioned this, I think the last time I was on here, how hard of a time I had playing Metroid Prime 3 with the motion controls. So I just didn't enjoy that.
Sure.
Sonic and the Secret Rings. I got my answer.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
As for actual worst, I'm going to say that adver game Yaris, about the Yaris car on
yeah.
Xbox
I
Live.
forgot about Yaris. I forgot about Yaris.
And I just didn't. As for worst gameplay, it's just a simple like side-scrolling shooter. But I thought Aegis Wing just felt bad, and I didn't enjoy it. I just remember that. So, yeah. Worst soundtrack though, no idea. I don't know. I can't speak to that.
I
Worst
didn't really like
soundtrack.
Phantom Hourglass.
The
So-
soundtrack. Yeah.
No,
pretty
I
lame.
mean the game. That might be like biggest disappointment because I like Zelda games.
Yeah, there was sort of a divide where there were some people that really loved that game, and I just didn't quite get there. I did finish it though, and I like the part, sort of like the part where you close the DS to print a map. That's funny, right? That's a weird use of
A
that
neat
mechanic.
idea. It's a neat
Yeah,
idea.
Yeah.
that's cool. Yeah.
But more broadly, I don't know. I never thought 2007 was a real contender for 1998 levels of glory. Other than Halo 3, all of that stuff aged really weird. So, thumbs
But
down.
we got Jenga World Tour.
Yeah, well, I didn't play it, so you got me there. I didn't play Jenga World
What about
Tour,
Kane and
so-
Lynch Deadman? That created a whole
I didn't
site.
play the first one.
That created a whole website that we all loved for a long time.
You're right. That it did lead to important things. But
Pivotal moments,
I didn't actually play
would
the game.
say. You didn't play the
And
game?
Uncharted 1. I didn't play Deadman, like Deadman
We played
1
it together,
or whatever,
didn't we?
No, we played 2, the one with the cool shaky
Oh,
cam
you're right.
craziness.
Yeah, the cool shit.
Yeah, I was a big
threw
Kane and
up
Lynch
like
2
three
fan.
times playing that. Yeah.
Yeah, digital artifacting craziness. I enjoyed that game, but the first one didn't really speak to me. Because I wasn't a Freedom Fighters fan, and that was allegedly what that was riffing on.
You know what 2007 was? It was the year that awesome series started, where the better game came like later. Because that's when like Call of Duty 4 and the Modern Warfare thing kind of like really hit its stride in 2. Assassin's Creed, a lot of people liked 2 and onwards way more than the first one. Well, Halo 3 was great. Can't really argue that.
Yeah.
That was ODST. I like
Across
better,
DS. There we go, baby.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So Picross is the best, but this is saying what was the worst, right?
Yeah.
So. Yaris. Anyway, next question.
All right. VGC Kenny writes in and says, apparently the origin of the Rickroll was someone claiming that it was a Grand Theft Auto 4 trailer. What song or music video would you try and trick people with by saying it's a trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6? If you had to, I get it might not be your thing, but if you had to. Also, my phone's dictionary does contain Rickroll, as it doesn't underline it in red or autocorrect it to anything, which is interesting to me.
So it's
just a word now.
Phone
Everybody
dictionary.
knows what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this seems to really be asking, like, what is a trolley song that you could use in a similar way?
Pineapple Pen or Banana Pen or whatever it's called. Yeah, Pineapple Pen maybe.
I don't think I know this.
I'm not familiar.
I have a pen. I have a pineapple.
I haven't.
Pineapple pen. You don't remember that? That was actually kind of big a couple years ago.
I don't remember that. No.
Well, it might be longer than a couple years ago, but yeah.
Let's bring back Gangnam Style.
You know what? I'd be down with that.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
That song is still fun.
Yes,
I did think about it. I really like this question a lot. I think it's my favorite question of the week.
Okay.
I was like, immediately my thought was, oh, City of Crime from the Dragnet movie with Tom Hanks and Dan Aykroyd rapping about crime.
What a poll!
Because it's crime themed. My only issue with it is it has a little bit of a lead in before like the beat hits, which is just not great. Yeah, like the immediacy of the click and Rick is singing and doing his thing immediately, and you're like, oh, Pavlov, you got me. I'm just thinking about how many times this stupid thing has happened.
Yeah.
So the other one I thought of after some time was Crazy Frog starts doing his dumb shit like
Axel F.
Oh no.
Yes. So that's
I
annoying.
can see that.
Yeah, I could see it, honestly.
Yeah, and then the final one was just Seinfeld bass garbage, like that dumb song. So just hit you in the face with some of that.
Yeah,
but my favorite is still City of Crime, even though it has, if you could just link it 4 seconds in so it hits a little faster, that's the only way you can fix that and have that work. Plus, the channel I found it on doesn't have ads, so it can still work. It's not just gonna hit you with an ad and ruin the joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But really, Rickroll is pretty good.
Rickroll's pretty iconic. It earned its position.
Sure. Yep, agreed. All right, next question's from Jacko304. A little bit ago, me and my mates were watched that 2020 Monster Hunter movie. And
I heard a song about that movie.
Yeah.
You made a song about that movie.
I did.
What?
I used AI to make a song about how bad that movie is.
Oh no, oh my god.
Yeah, it was stupid. And by and large, it was not good. Yeah, agreed. However, we all agreed if they removed the attachment to the IP and replaced all of the iconic monsters with more generic ones, it would be pretty okay. B-movie kaiju flick. What's a video game movie that you think would be made better by removing its attachment to the IP in a same or similar way? Mario Brothers. I'm telling you, that is an okay, weird
the original Mario Brothers
thing.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought about that. I think it being so weirdly off on all that stuff, though, makes it funnier to me. So, like, when a bomb shows up, that's really funny. Or that's Dennis Hopper is playing King Koopa. It's funnier because of that.
Okay.
But you're right. Like, its best qualities have nothing to do with anything Nintendo did.
At all. Yeah.
If you distance it further, it gets to just be a weird, like, not quite Terry Gilliam movie or something. And
you can tell that's kind of what they wanted to do anyways.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So I see what you're saying. Like for me, I went right to other Capcom properties for some reason. I was just like, I like the Street Fighter movie, but if you're a fan of those characters, it's like attacking you the whole time. So you're having a bad time.
Sure.
So you want to just distance it from that. You just have a fun Jean-Claude Van Damme movie with Raul Julia, and it's a good time.
See, but I'm on your side that you were with Mario, where I think because it's the Street Fighter characters, it makes it funnier to me.
It makes it funnier. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just
you have to be prepared for ironic enjoyment
Yes.
of these types of movies.
Yes, for sure.
So,
for sure.
what about the Resident Evil movies, though? Same director as Monster Hunter. Like,
I mean, some of those are actually
movie-
pretty enjoyable. I like the first one,
The
genuinely.
first movie, Resident Evil movie, is its 100% own thing with like one or two ties to the source
it
material.
barely cares about that game. Like, it's just like, we're going to run through the mansion and get into this other thing that's not from the game and have laser grids and all this stuff. So
For that laser grid was fucking cool.
It was great.
I know. They even put it in Resident Evil 4 because it was so cool. So it's like, oh, well, there you go. That's not bad. But if it didn't have, like, I kind of like 2, but I know it ruins stuff. Like, it has the Nemesis in it.
It makes it so much better because of it's so bad. It's so bad that it's good. Yeah. But, like, the ones that come later just completely miss, like, they're not fun in the same way. They just completely miss the boat later.
They got their moments, though. There's definitely moments.
They have one or two
I got
parts.
some good fan service when I watched everyone fighting Wesker, so.
Yeah, sure. They just don't have the right feel or something. Like, I don't know what it is about the later ones.
I think if you had an actual zeal for the canon and want it to be done well, you're going to be mad the whole time, right? You just need to have let it be crazy.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's just remixing stuff, has character names, but it's its own trashy fun.
Yes.
So I don't know. I don't know then if anything perfectly fits this idea. Do you agree with this Monster Hunter premise that it should just be a monsters movie and not try to even represent a game?
It's just a monsters movie. Like, it is just a kaiju movie with some barely recognizable monsters from the game. That's all it is.
Is there moments where people can't use their weapons and have to like sharpen them or something or stuff like that?
I don't remember anything like that specifically, no.
Okay.
Like, there's no weird mechanical stuff from the games in there because that would be awful. But also funny.
It was really bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or you saw this Minecraft movie, didn't you?
I did. I saw the Minecraft movie. That's right.
What if that was just Nacho Libre 2? Like, would it be better?
Honestly, it kind of is. In a lot of ways.
That is not the way I expected that movie to be described.
All right, Nathan, you got the last one here.
Oh, it's back to me. Phantom Aegis writes in, perhaps an Aegis Wing reference. I don't know. Ahoy, TDP crew. What are your favorite songs that aren't in English? If it does have a few lines of English, it needs to be minimal, no instrumentals, pure non-native language, well as non-native as can be. If you're multilingual, make it a challenge and pick a language you don't understand the words to.
Sure.
Sonne by Rammstein.
Yeah, I'm a big Rammstein fan, and Sonne is probably one of my favorites as well. I agree.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of what my favorite Pillows song is because there's a lot to choose from. Probably Thank You My Twilight by the Pillows.
Okay.
I got N'importe Comment. It's a French rap produced by the Toxic Avenger, who's a DJ I like. And I have no idea what these guys are rapping about, but I enjoy the way a different language can flow and rhyme, and it's fun to me. So, in a similar vein, there's a Bloody Beetroots song called Come La, which is Italian rap. And again, it's just you're hearing rhymes that aren't meaningful to you, but it's like, wow, listen to these syllables right here. This is great. So, yeah.
Sure.
No idea what those songs are about. Apologies if they're horribly offensive. I have no idea. I don't know. So.
Sure.
Yeah.
I do like some baby metal. It's just on the mind because of Sean Bean at the concert recently. I do like baby metal quite a bit.
That's fair.
Molotov is a Mexican rock / like rap sort of thing. Been listening to Frijolero recently. Again, that's a great song. They do some awesome shit. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of really cool stuff out there. The Claire Obscure soundtrack is very good, also, as Troy says.
And that's French, I would imagine?
Yes.
Or...
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Again, if you want to write in, tdppodcast@gmail.com, at tdppodcast on... No, sorry, topdownperspective@gmail.com, TDP Podcast on Blue Sky and Twitter.
And
Probably
Twitter,
not going to read it on Twitter. And Claire's P.O. Box. And the Discord, which is kind of the big one. What's your guys' game of the week?
Probably Tactical Breach Wizards.
That's a good one.
I'm going to go with Wario's Woods.
Oh, right.
Wow, who could have seen that coming?
For some reason, I thought you were going to say anything else. I forgot what you played.
I really do want a sequel to this game, though. I hope Nintendo can figure that out. But, you know, like specifically,
is it even
Wario's
like
Woods
internal
99.
Nintendo, or is it like a different studio at this point?
I hope it was core Nintendo. I don't remember any other lyrics on there. Or the lyrics.
I don't know the lyrics to Wario's Woods either, don't worry.
Yeah. Yamauchi's the first credits, so that sounds pretty Nintendo to me. But
pretty Nintendo.
Yeah. What about you, Paul? You didn't even like the games you played, right?
No,
I'm assuming I know.
It's definitely that ROM hack, Reverie. People should check that out.
Yeah.
It's very good. Very good.
Okay. And it's hacking Mario World, which is a great game. So
yeah,
I guess I understand.
Exactly. It's Mario World with puzzles. Very good. Very good stuff. I think Sean is back next week. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he is. So we should all be back. Well, besides Nathan, unless, of course, Nathan's always welcome. So we'll see y'all.
If I play
Who knows
stuff,
where I'll be?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Well, yeah, who knows where you'll be. I was going to say, are you off next week? But I don't think so.
No, it's week after.
Okay, gotcha. All right, see y'all then. Bye.
Bye, everybody.